story. Once upon a time, if you know, you know. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? Can we just give a round of applause for my makeup by Bex Bookie and my hair that was cut and relaxed by Deborah Lola. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies. I had a shoot today and I just love the look. Love, absolutely love the makeup. So I was like, I'm not gonna waste this makeup because it's, you know, it's lockdown and excuse me, I'm slurping. It's lockdown and there's nowhere for me to go. So I was like, I better do a video. So story. Once upon a time, if you know, you know. I have had many crazy flights and I don't know about, I've flown around a lot, but, and I don't know if you've ever taken the Lagos-London route. I'm sure there is at least one flight that has been memorable for the wrong reasons. So I'm about to tell you one of mine. So many moons ago, I was actually in school. This is sometime in the 90s. Yes, in the 90s. I was a teenager and no, this wasn't in the 90s. I think I was in, was I in uni? I think I was in university, sorry. So I was in uni, right? And what happened? Sorry, yeah, okay, sorry. There are two plain things that I'm trying to think about. So I was in uni and I had spent Christmas in Nigeria and I was going back to, I went to Bristol University, but I was coming back to London, right? And it was beginning of January and I'll never forget, I got on the plane. This was a Virgin Nigeria. At some point there was a Virgin Nigeria plane. Don't know if anyone remembers that, but there was. So I get on this flight to go back to school, go back to uni, and I'm sitting at the front of economy. So it's like row 30 something or whatever. So I sit down and next to me, my seat is empty. So it's the two seats on the side. So I've got the aisle seat and the window seat is empty. So, you know, as people are coming on, you're praying, oh gosh, I hope this flight isn't full. I hope no one's sitting next to me, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the guy who's sitting next to me shows up and he sits down and he is out like a light. He falls asleep. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. This person's not going to disturb me. It's going to be a nice, cute, quiet flight. Going to get to London, 6 hours, easy breezy, cute. Only for maybe a few minutes before we're about to taxi. And they're like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please put on your seatbelts. We're going to start taxiing soon, blah, 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 blah. I now hear something and I look down and I'm wearing boots, by the way. So it's winter and I'm wearing boots because I'm prepared to, you know, go back to the freezing cold weather. And I look down and I just see like water splashing onto parts of my boots. I remember I had these burgundy boots that were like kind of slouchy at the top. I don't know if you guys remember that style. I just saw like a bit of liquid flying, something that looked like water, like spilling onto my boots. So I looked around and I thought, oh my gosh, like, so I was about to get the air hostess's, what do you call it, to get her attention. So I was like, excuse me, because I was thinking something had burst under my seat. Like, I was like, are there pipes underneath here? This is a bit strange. This is a lot of noise that these people are making. Anyway, so I was like, so I was kind of like, what on earth is going on? And so I now suddenly turn to my right to look at the guy as if to say, oh, can you see this? Only to notice that he's still asleep. And then I look down and his crotch is wet.
What the hell?
What the hell? What are you doing?
Yeah, you heard me right. His crotch was wet. So I was like, what is going on? Look, and then his, like, basically he's wet himself. So his crotch is wet and then like there's just liquid pouring. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? So I jump out of my seat because first of all, ew. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, because he's still asleep. And I'm like, excuse me. And then, so we're trying to taxi at this point. And the air stewardess is like, madam, would you sit down? We're going to take off any minute. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit here because I said there's a man next to me and he's wetting himself. And of course, at this point, everyone on the plane turns around and everyone's like, ooh, ah, and all that kind of stuff. And then, so they come and they have a look. And so I'm standing up at this point. They're like, oh, and they start prodding him. And they're like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And I kid you not, I think they had to prod him like 20 times before he would wake up. He was in one kind of deep sleep. Deep sleep. So he finally wakes up and they're like, sir, what is going on? And he looks down and he's like, oh, so he gets up and then he goes, I think they speak to him in the corner. He goes into the bathroom and he's in there and he comes back and I don't know what he's done, maybe done a patch job, used tissues to wipe himself down. And he sits down and I get up and I say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sitting next to Mr. Man. So first of all, I'm just going to assume that he is drunk or he's afraid of flying and was severely inebriated to the point where he couldn't wake up and he wet himself. I mean, it happens apparently. So they're like, oh, just sit back down, madam. And I'm like, excuse me, there's piss on the floor. There's piss on my boots. I am not sitting down. Then they say, oh, well, there's a seat in row 54D or something that I should go sit there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Somebody, what's the word? When it was 24 hours, I logged on, so I will get my seat at the front here. And you're telling me I should go and sit in 34D, I mean 54D, because some guy, you know, can't sort out his bladder issues. No, thank you. Gosh, I hope he didn't have bladder issues. No, he didn't. Anyway, so they're like, oh, okay. So they go and they find me a seat up front. I don't know if it was premium economy. I think it was premium economy. And I was like, yes, thank you. I should be heavily compensated for having to go through that. And therein lies the story. So yeah, I've been on a flight and someone wet himself and he kind of weed on my leg a little bit. That's it. Would you like to hear more stories? I think I'm going to do another one. Not today though. But yeah, I've got another plane story and hopefully it'll be a lot quieter when that happens. But yeah, hope you guys are good. God bless. Have a fantastic week and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.